Hi guys, I'm back with another video. So I watched Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. So I'm gonna give my movie review for 2023's Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. So let's start the video with my review. What's my thoughts? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is a 2023 American action adventure film directed by James Mangold, who co-wrote it with David Copper and the writing team of Jess and John Henry Butterworth. It is the fifth and final installment of the Indiana Jones film series and the sequel to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Skull in 2018. It stars the legend himself, Indiana Jones, John Reyes Davis, and Karen Allen, reprising their roles as Indiana Jones, Salah and Marion Ravenwood, respectively, while new cast members include Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Antonio Banderas, Toby Jones, Boyd Holbrook, Aidan Aizdory, and Mads Milliskan. Set in 1969, the film follows Indy and his estranged granddaughter Helena, who are trying to locate the powerful artifact before Jürgen Voller, a Nazi-turned-Nazar scientist who plans to use it to alter the outcome of the World War II. Plot in 1944. Nazis capture Indiana Jones and Oxford archaeologist Basil Shaw as they attempt to retrieve the lands of Longinus from a castle in the French Alps. Astronologist Jürgen Woller informs his superiors the lance is fake, but he has found half of the ancient Sacron's mathematics antimatex, which reveal time physics, allowing for positive time travel. Indy escapes onto a Berlin board train filled with rooted antennas and frees Basil. He obtains the dial piece and the two leap from the train just before Allied forces derail it. 25 years later, in 1969, Indy Allied forces derail it. 25 years later, in 1960, he retires. So in dial piece and the two leap from the train just before Allied forces derail it. 25 years later, in 1960, Indy is retiring from Hunter College in New York City. His wife Marion has recently filed for legal separation after their son was killed in the Vietnam War. Helena Shaw, Indy's granddaughter, visits him and France to research the dial. Indy warns that her decreased father Basil become obsessed with studying the dial before the rupturing, realizing his half to Indy to destroy, which he never did. As Indy and Helena retrieve the dial half from the college archives, Waller's accomplices attack them. The CIA assists Waller, now working for NASA on the Apollo program. Helena reveals as an anti-Texas smuggler anti-guns with the dial to auction it on the black market. Indy is framed for two colleagues' murders, forcing him to escape through both the New York ticker tape parade for the crew over Polar Polar 2 and on anti-war protest. He seeks out old friend Salah, now a New York cab driver. Salah surmises Helena will likely auction the dial in Tankila, as a place they showed in the film. Then helps Indy flee the country as Tangara Hotel. Indy disrupts Helena's illegal private auction pub, but Pelor and his henchmen arrive and steal the artifact. Indy, Helena, and the teen sidekick Teddy Kumar, is the kid he plays in the film, chase them through the streets in a tuk-tuk. The CNI intercepts Waller after the US government discovers him for going rogue, but his confronts murder the agents and steal the helicopter. Indy, Helena, and Teddy trail Waller to Greece and team up with the Indy's old friend Ronaldo, which is played by Antonio Banderas, but which is wasted in the film. He had no good role in the film, guys, because his role was just short in the film. A professional sea diver, guided by Basel research, they dive to any Onchik Aegean Sea, shipwrecked and retrieved a Frakes to be contending direction to the dial other half. Helena asks Indy where it is history he would go if he gets the dial, to which the tearfully replies, back to the stop his son signing up preventing his death. And Indy's smart rage breakup, Waller arrives and murders Ronaldo. Yeah, which he had a small role. Antonio Banderas didn't have much to do in the film, which is sad. So he gets murdered and Indy group escapes and heads to Ceylon, pursued by Wallers inside the ear of Dizino's Sim cavern. Indy and Helena find Anchirez's tomb and the dial second half. The pair also discover a 20th century wrist watch into Anchem's skeleton and a carving of a phoenix with a propellel on his tomb. Waller appears and captures Indy, wounding him. Helena and Teddy escape and chase Waller after resembling the dial. Waller relieves his plans to time travel back to 1939 to assassinate Adolf Hitler to help lead Germany to victory in World War II. In a airfield, Waller activates the dial to locate the time fissure in the sky. Indy is held captured on Waller's stolen plane while Helena strolls away through his landing gear. Teddy follows them in another plane while approaching the fissure in the Indy. Teddy follows them in another plane while approaching the fissure, and Indy realized that continental drift could have altered the timeline coordinates rather than 1939. The group arrives at the siege of Santa Cruz in 212 BC. The warring armies shoot down Waller's plane. So they shoot down his plane, so believing it is in a dragon. Indy and Helena parachute out just before the plane crashes, killing everyone on board. While Teddy lands safely, Archimedes investigates the crash and finds Waller's body wristwatch and the dial in the wreckage. Archimedes tells Indy and Helena that he created the dial to bring users from the future through fissure that lead only to 212 BC in order to obtain their assistance in the battle against the overwhelming Roman force. As the fissure began to collapse, a wounded Indy wants to remain behind, feeling he has nothing to return to. Helena, fearing a time paradox and unwilling to give up on him, knocks Indy unconscious back in the present. Recovering, Indy awakes in his apartment. Helena, Teddy, Salah, and Marion are there as well. After everyone leaves, Indy and Marion reconciliated. So yeah, the film is okay. Not the best, what I say, is the weaker franchise films, I would say. But Indy, I think, as Indiana Jones did his best. He did his best, but the film has problems. It has some problems, and it's the weakest film in the franchise. Like I said, it's not the best. It's average, but I liked Indiana Jones for a final time. His character as Indy himself, the legend. Yeah, which is sad. This film didn't turn out to be good like it should have been. Yeah, that's the disappointing because this is going to be the last film in this career. Grown up watching Indiana Jones in the 80s and all that. Watching the free classic films, you just cannot beat the free classic films. This is has to be the weakest film till date. The fifth film in the Indiana Jones franchise. Yeah, but I like the younger Indiana Jones, very short at the start. The younger and handsome Indiana Jones. Then he waked up, and in present time he's old and retires, and yeah, he has nothing to but he did his shot as Indy. He did his shot last time in the film, but sadly the film is has lots of problems, has lot of faults in the film. It's not the best film. I liked the Crystal Skull better than this one. This one had scenes was okay when he goes on this parade on his on someone's horse. That was good about when he puts his hat and his whip. The train sequence at the start as well. That was okay. Climax was okay, not the best when they find that dial. They go in this cave and all that. Walter's men after him and all that. And they land in this plane, wounded. The climax could have ended better, but climax, like says, is not up to the mark. That's my opinion. But this is the harsh reality. What can we say? It's not the best indie film, I would say. It's an okay average film, not the top film. You can't beat the original film, guys. The original films will always be the best. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Good to see the old characters as well back, reprising their roles as well. And it is what it is. There you go. So Dial of Destiny is the only film in the series that is neither directed by Steven Spielberg, non-conceived by George Lucas, with them both serving as exclusive producers. Instead, it is also first film in the series not to be distributed by Paramount Pictures, following the Walt Disney Studios associated of Lucasfilms and film rights for future sequels. Paramount retained the distribution rights to the first four films in the series, and the resident associate credit. Plans for the fifth Indiana Jones film date back to the late 1970s, which a deal was made with Paramount and produced four sequels to Raiders of the Lost Ark in 1981. That has to be the best film in the series, guys. Lucas began researching potential plot device for a fifth film in 2018. And Cropper, what was his name? Cropper would eventually hired to write the film in 2016. The release date. So the release, he wrote. So Copper eventually hired to write the film in 2016. The release date was set for in 2019, which was then delayed several times due to rewrite and the COVID-19 pandemic. Pandemic in 2018. Yeah, this film got delayed. So Jonathan Kasdan replaced Klopp and Klopp, if I'm pronounced his name correctly, and eventually left the project. Spielberg was originally set to uh, direct, but stepped down in 2020, with Mangold taking his place. Filming began in June 2021 in various locations including the United Kingdom, Italy, and Morocco. Wrapping in February 2022, longtime franchise composer John Williams returned to compose and conduct the film score, which is good to see. He was best. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny premiered of the competition at the 76th Cannes Film Festival on May 18, 2023, and was theatrically released on the United States on June 30th, 2023 by Walt Disney Studios. Motion pictures critics praised the film for Ford's performance, noting that he helped to bring the film some final bits of cinematic treasure, but criticized the film for not being as thrilling as early installments. It grossed 384 million worldwide, becoming a box office bomb due to a lack of wide audience appealing and an expensive overall budget, which productions over roughly 100 million loss for Disney. So yeah, directed by James Mangold, written by Jez Butterworth, John Henry Butterworth, David Copper, pronounce it correctly, yeah, James Marigold. So based on characters by George Lucas, Philip Kaufman, produced by Kathleen Kennedy, Frank Marshall, Simon Emanuel. Cinematography is by Findan Fared Michael, Michael, edited by Michael Mishko, Andrew Buckland, Dirk Westweld. Music by John Williams, which is good to see him back in this final film. So John Williams has been good as the music. Production company is by Walt Disney Pictures, Lucasfilms Limited. Release date for Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny was May 18, 2023 in Cannes, and the official film came out June 30th, 2023 in the United States. Running time for this film was 154 minutes approximately. Budget was 295 to 300 million, and the box office only managed to get 384 million, which was a huge disappointment at the box office. It was a bomb at the box office, which did not click. Yeah, Indy did his best. Like I said, good to see the legend character as Indiana Jones back, but sadly there was no excitement of this film. There was not that adventurous and more thrilling. It wasn't that thrilling, to be honest. But it's good to see the legend return for the last time in this film franchise, which is sad. Which is sad because we grown up watching him as Star Wars in the original Star Wars series as Han Solo in the original Star Wars. Then he came in as Indiana Jones. Yeah, he has left a legacy, and he will be remembered as Indiana Jones and Star Wars Han Solo in the original Star Wars trilogy. Yeah, this film wasn't that great. Like I said, it's the weaker one. The Crystal Skull I enjoyed. It was fun, but this film just keep on going. And the only good thing was the younger version of Indiana Jones at the start of the film. His look and all that. He was handsome. He was good. That's the good thing about in the film. He had that good look, the young look back in the 80s. And yeah, apart from that, the film weaks a lot. It has a lot of problems, and it's not the best film. It's not the best film. It has to be the worst films of 2023. Sadly, this is the harsh reality. It's not the greatest film. It was an okay average film. I want to say, wow, is a good film, or it clicked the film, or this scene was best, or that action was best, or the storyline was great. It was just average disappointment film. And and I watched it finally, which I picked up in CNX. I watched it. It's not the best. It's not the best, but good to see Indiana Jones for his final installment of the Indiana Jones saga, which is sad. He will be missed, and he's been my favorite actor. But this one has to be the disappointment films in the series. You just cannot beat the original film. The heart and soul, and it was thrilling. But this one wasn't entertaining that much. It wasn't the feelings about this dial that gone after and all that, and what Indy had to face and all that. Yeah, it's disappointing. It is sad, but it's one of the weakest films. It just did not work like Indiana Jones used to do back in the day in the 80s. Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that. The Temple of Doom. Those films were the brilliant gems of the cinematic universe. It was a gem. Those films were gem. Yeah, this one just was a letdown. It was disappointed, to be honest. Good to see the old characters as well, Salar and all that, and all the old characters, Karen, Ali. But her granddaughter did a okay job as well. Helped him. Never give up, Helena. And yeah, she was okay. Indy did his best, Indiana Jones, but he did his best what he could do. But it has to be the disappointment film for me, which yeah. So I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. It is disappointing, which was sad how the film turned out to be. But I thought the film will do good business, and I thought the Indiana Jones will live a legacy with this character. But it just did not happen. It just did not happen for me, and the film lacked a lot of way. And how the film ended and all that. He wakes up in a dream. He gets punched in his apartment and all that. Yeah, he just didn't have that power to take on the Indiana Jones. He was old. He looked not as powerful like he was back in the day. Engaging. He wasn't look like he was the good Indiana Jones character in the previous films. Yeah, but this one has to be the weakest films for me. Good to see Indiana Jones, but yeah, as Indiana Jones as Harrison Ford, he has been my favorite actors of Hollywood, and he will be remembered. But he did his best. So I just blame the directors and all that, the storyline, the script and all the story. This just went in the wrong direction. It just went in the wrong direction, guys. It is sad. This is the harsh reality, but this film didn't lift up the expectations. It didn't lift up that hype. It didn't lift up that excitement and the gauging. It did not lift up that excitement and the good end to the finale of the Indiana Jones saga. And it was a disappointment film, to be honest. But it's good to see the music original film, John Williams scored. Yeah, good to see that one. The official sound, the score. Yeah, the good thing was when he goes in that parade. That was decent scene when he goes in that parade and all that with the horse. When he tries to fight at the start, when he's in that train, the younger version. That's what I liked about the younger version of Indiana Jones. Yeah, then he was old, then he become present time, old and all that. Yeah, he didn't have that raw and that fire in him to live up this character. And the plot was weak as well. The storyline was weak. It didn't click for me, so which it ended me disappointed. It just ended me disappointment, and yeah, how he was good back in the day with Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom, and yeah, look at those films. Those films will be iconic films. Has to be the best Indiana Jones films of all time. But this one is goes steps down. It's not even the level of those films. It doesn't reach that level to the film, guys. So it's I am disappointed with the result. How this film turned out. It was a huge bomb at the box office. It was a huge loss for the Disney owners. And yeah, the film didn't do well at the box office. It was a letdown. But good to see Indiana Jones giving his final attempt, giving his best for his character, for the role, and he will be missed. And the legacy lives on with this character, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones. It is what it is. It's not the best. I was disappointed. I thought this film will be a good film of the finale, but came out disappointment. Yeah, which is sad, but this is the harsh reality. What can we say, guys? The film just not clicked. It just didn't give make me a happy moment. Oh, this film was good and all that. It doesn't do that at all, and just the weakest films. I'm afraid it's the weakest films in the franchise. I like the Crystal Skull better because he had Shia LaBeouf and all that helping him out. Yeah, that was decent film than this one. This one has to be the worst weaker films in the series. Has to be the worst weaker films in the franchise. So 2.5 for Indiana Jones for me. I was disappointment. Dial of Destiny did not click. It just didn't do better business and it didn't live to the expectations for me. So yeah, this is the sad harsh reality. What can we say? This is the reality. We have to live up with the harsh reality. But good to see Harrison Ford with his last outing as Indiana Jones. He will be missed. He will be missed. Yeah, he will be missed. He's been my favorite of all time, and he will be missed. And he used to be good back in the day when he started off his career with Star Wars, Han Solo, and Indiana Jones character as Indy. Yeah, he was brilliant. Only the good thing about this was he was the younger look version of this Indiana Jones of the start of the film. Yeah, I thought the film looked good from that. I thought the film would go in the right way, but it just went in the wrong direction. It just went in the wrong hands and wrong direction. The film went in the wrong side. Yeah, in the wrong way, I would say. Yeah, there you go. That's my honest thoughts. Yeah, will I watch this film again? No, it's not that kind of films you can watch and enjoy. It's just one of those films. It's come and gone and missed. But still, I watched it. I picked it up. Like I said, I had to pick it up and I had to watch it and I had to review it. And I finally seen it and is disappointed. Not the best, I'm afraid, which is sad. Harrison Ford will be my favorite actor of all time. Has to be because he did his best. What he required as the character. He did his level shot, like I said. I don't blame him. I just blame the makers and the writers of the film, which they went wrong. Because it's without Steven Spielberg, the film can't go to the reach of that standard of the high expectation like he made those previous films. Yeah, you take out Steven Spielberg or Lucas, this film is nothing. This has no heart and soul. Yeah, it is what it is. So this is my honest thoughts. I was disappointed with it for the Dial of Destiny. All the best thing was he has raised that hat, his whip. His younger version of Indiana Jones was good. The twin sequence and all that was good, and he goes in that parade and all that. Yeah, it is what it is. So 2.5 for my honest reaction for Dial Up Destiny 2023's the last outing of the fifth installment of Indiana Jones film franchise. Yeah, there you go. Dial Up Destiny 2023. Yeah, not the best. Disappointed, very, very disappointed. Anyway, we have to move on. Some films come out good and some films don't come out good, like this one. Has to be the weakest films for me. Which is sad. It's sad. We have to move on now. This is harsh. It is harsh, but can we say it's made and dusted now. It's not going to be remembered for anyone else. They will watch the original films and look back of Harrison Ford's career. What a brilliant actor he was as Indiana Jones. He will be missed. Like I said, watched it for Indiana Jones performance. That's it. So yeah, hope you like, subscribe, and share. This was my honest thoughts for the movie review, Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, 2023. So hope you like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video whenever. Stay safe, play safe. Bye.